Hey, I have an update. Okay, 3 times. Can you believe it? I said I was gonna say that time. So, hi. Well, I can say I am impacted by the AI train currently. AI is awesome than ever before, and I want to contribute by building something useful to this current trend. And one idea that has been constantly coming to me was, well, before that, to give a little bit of context, I am a productivity junkie and I have used tools like Notion, to-do lists, and many other productivity tools a lot that my scheduling and prioritizing is centered around these tools. So I feel AI pushes this one step further by allowing us to do less scheduling and prioritizing and focus more on deep work and the actual execution. So I want to build something like a guide GPT where you can be able to tell the model that you want to do some particular task and it will output what to do sequentially or asynchronously, and it will also help you probably to further break down that task into more atomic tasks and finally estimate the time it takes and then put it on your calendar or on your timeline so that you could efficiently somehow schedule. And it should be able to track your progress somehow rather than you giving it a feedback directly, or maybe initially it will be manual, but later on it will somehow be able to detect if you have done it or not. So that is the toughest part of this whole thing. But I think the initial feature would be to allow the AI to be able to schedule and reschedule and also somehow generate the tasks you want so that you will be able to place it on your calendar sequentially. And another extra feature would be to be able to reschedule in case you don't finish that task or somehow even ignore it. So this is more like a Jira plus GPT plugin where you would be able to do both. I mean, you'll be able to manage your daily life and projects and managing them at once so that you would be able to focus on only executing and avoid thinking too much about scheduling. So it's 80% of the work is usually copying tasks back and forth. Oh, I almost forgot. So this guide GPT, and the third extra step feature would be you would connect it with your systems where, for example, emails, calendars, takes data. It can live on your phone, for instance, and you would be able to first extend it on, train it on your own data, and you will be able to query past events. And also, this personal AI would be able to listen to your incoming real time data. So, for example, you get a task on your email where you have to complete some certain set of tasks. So, the AI would be taking that task and filtering out the or summarizing the action items, identify deadlines, due dates, and if it needs to break them down into more micro tasks, it will break them down. If not, it will just take those action items, place them on your calendar, possibly notify you before the deadline, and somehow you would get this real-time assistant where you don't have to worry about having to miss any event. So it might also listen to oncoming events and or notifications, for example, or in your email, if they're relevant or if they need some urgent task to be done, then it will directly place it on your calendar. I have heard this kind of systems are implemented in the Microsoft ecosystem in Outlook and everything, but I haven't seen this seamless integration where the current GPT-4 is, or the chat GPT is being deployed. So that's the kind of tool I'm trying to build. So to summarize, I'm trying to build this guide GPT where it has 24/7 access to your personal data, and it will incrementally adapt to your already, it will already train on your own data, and it will also incrementally update itself on its data. So it's an alternate version of your digital identity basically, but it's personal, of course. So then having that personal assistant, its main task would be to place your tasks. So if there are any incoming tasks on your data or texts, it will automatically read that and place it for you on a calendar and notify you earlier so that you don't forget it or something, rather than you having to actually copy it on your calendar as an event. So this automatic translation of incoming tasks into your timeline, and also somehow prioritizing them or mentioning their priority, could be a really useful approach. So yeah, back to summarizing. So the first feature would be to take incoming data from email, text, and put them on a calendar broken down into micro tasks. Also, the user could query some kind of task. For example, hey, I want to do laundry properly. How should I do it sequentially? Then the AI would give that sequential task with a title, and it will estimate the time, and it will allot the time properly. So rather than you having to estimate the time. So estimating time also takes some mental overhead. So it will be able to estimate the time and do that for you too. So that is one other feature that I'm thinking. So you can just query it directly. Let's say you want to do something on the spot. And yeah, I think these are the two main features. Then so one other way to approach this is by trying on top of already existing platforms. So the first platform I thought of is Notion. So Notion has this AI tool called Notion AI, which uses in the background, obviously OpenAI 3 or probably now GPT-4. Then somehow creating a plugin or a Notion template where you can somehow seamlessly use Notion's AI to estimate time, create timelines on your calendar. Of course, Notion has a built-in calendar, and so it should be this streamlined process where you don't have to think about integrating the different parts of Notion. So I may have to look into Notion's API to directly deploy, but if this thing is really good, maybe we could scale it further. But the immediate I'm seeing now is to build on top of already existing giants like Notion. Yeah, that is what I'm looking towards or that is what I'm trying to build now. It's just been rotating in my head. Yeah, so that's it.